Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the first video on my new channel, Unity3D. Unity3D is my second channel. My main channel is Unity3D Tutorials. So I wanted to create a second channel to do kind of let's play videos or just extra videos, just videos that kind of I thought would get in the way a little bit of the main channel, but I still wanted to bring you guys regular content and all of that good stuff. So, before I start this, funny story, this is actually my third attempt at making the first video on Unity3D. My first attempt was a let's play of Amnesia, not a let's play, I called it an indie dev plays, where basically I did little episodes where I go around inside of Amnesia and I point out things that I thought were really cool. But the problem with that is that I thought that Amnesia was made in Unity, and I was going off of my memory, and apparently my memory was wrong, and I should have researched that before I tried playing Amnesia and spending a bunch of time talking about how Amnesia was made in Unity when Amnesia wasn't made in Unity. So yeah, I had to scrap those videos, and then I decided to switch over to Mothhead, because Mothhead was blatantly made inside of Unity. They don't try to hide it at all. Unity actually supported Mothhead, and actually when you start up Mothhead, it still has the default made with Unity, and I think in the trailer they have like in big words made in Unity. So Mothhead was blatantly made in Unity, there's no mystery about that. But I did record this video before. It ended up being like a 45-minute long video, which is actually kind of way too long, but I think it still was a good quality video. There was some funny parts in it, and like it was like a good kind of like let's play experience while still being really informational. But it turned out that my audio cut out halfway through making that video. So needless to say, I was a little bit pissed. So yeah, I was a little bit mad at my microphone for doing that, and I cursed on Twitter. I think I sent like 3 tweets where I just said the F word a bunch of times, so yeah, you know, that was cool. But anyways, so I'm going to redo this, and yeah, so I guess this time I'm actually going to do little episodes, and in this episode I'm just going to give you kind of like an introduction to what Mothhead is, and talk a little bit about what I know about the developers, and yeah, why don't we click start game, because you guys are probably tired of staring at that. So yes, this is Mothhead. It is by a studio. I think they're a studio. I never know, like studio, company, team, like what's the difference? But anyways, so Massive Black were the guys who made this game, and this game is Mothhead, and it's kind of really more of like a tech demo, or like I'm going to call it an artistic tech demo / potential game. I don't know if they have any plans on making this a full game. I think it was kind of just a collaboration, not a collaboration, or just it was kind of like a thing with Unity where Unity worked with Massive Black or funded them or supported them. I'm not sure exactly how it worked, but I know that they worked with Unity in some way to kind of just demonstrate the quality of art assets that you can get inside of Unity3D, and just how good you can make a game look inside of Unity3D. And I think this project is definitely by far one of the best looking projects I have seen that was made inside of Unity3D. As far as gameplay goes though, the gameplay in this game kind of sucks. I mean, not gonna lie. But the art is amazing. So, you know, I'm sure that if they actually like wanted to develop this into a full game, they probably would spend a lot more time on the programming and or hire in a new programmer and really spend a lot more time really focusing on the gameplay. But it seems like that wasn't a main concern with the development of this game. So the gameplay is functional. It's functional enough to just get to the end of the level and view the artwork, which is completely fantastic, as you can see. So I'm actually going to fly my little moth guy over here, and I'm going to show you the guy. Not that guy, that's Rock guy. I don't know what's up with him. But this is, I believe this guy is the actual Mothhead guy. So I guess the story of this game is not really explained in-game yet, at least. I don't know if this game is going to be updated in the future. If I'm going to guess, probably not, but you know, I'm not 100% sure. But yes, I guess the story of this game, or what the developers said their goal of this game was, is you play as Mothhead, who is some weird creature that kind of built himself out of random little things that he found in somebody's backyard. So I guess, I don't know what he started as, but maybe, I don't know, he started off as a moth, and then a moth just collected a bunch of things and like little bones from roadkill, and I don't know what else he found, just trash or just random things, and put himself together, and his goal is to become a man or a human or something along those lines. So I think that's pretty much the extent of what I know about the story. I don't know if there's any other plot twists, or if this was just like a quick concept idea that just resulted in cool, interesting, engaging artwork, or what. But yeah, I guess oh yeah, one other thing about this Mothhead guy is, in the original design he had basically a massive erection, or a massive phallic symbol. So I guess they were kind of going with like an adult sort of theme, like this game was made for adults, or I'm not really actually 100% sure about that, what their actual target audience was. But yeah, so he had a massive, I don't know if you can kind of see his crotchal region, but there used to be a giant bone protruding out of there, and it was actually atomically a raccoon penis. So I guess this guy found a dead raccoon and took his penis and put it on his crotch region, and he's like, now I'm one step closer to being a human. So it makes sense. I mean, like, if this were like a novel or something along those lines, or like an artistic film, I think they probably would have been able to get away with that, because that would have meant that their target audience, or the people who would have seen this, probably would have been a little bit, different, more artistic, a little bit, I guess artistic's probably the best word I can come up with, but, it's just like a different audience, where if they see a giant penis on this guy, they're going to be like, oh, that's a symbol. It's a phallic symbol. It's representing how he is naive and wants to become a man, and he doesn't yet have any sense of embarrassment, and I don't know, like, I thought it was actually kind of a cool idea, and weirdly enough, I think it actually looked cool. I think it actually went with the character design in a weird way. I mean, it's kind of weird for me to say, this guy looked a lot cooler when he had a giant pointy spike penis coming out of his crotch, but that was with the original character design, and it actually made a lot of sense. But I guess I can kind of understand why they got rid of it. They said that everybody that they had playtested this game was like, man, this is really creepy, why do you have a penis coming out of this guy? And they said everybody was so distracted by that they couldn't appreciate the rest of the game. So they ultimately decided to get rid of it, and they're like, well, it's not, the biggest, piece of the storyline or anything like that. And then they said people's reactions to the game completely 180'd, and people really enjoyed the game and thought it was much cooler, and I guess wasn't quite so creeped out by it. So yes, I'm going to stop talking about this guy's penis and start talking about the actual studio that went in behind this guy's penis. Okay, so Massive Black is a really interesting studio, because they don't produce a lot of games, or they have yet to produce a lot of games, or big games that I know of at least. But yeah, but they have done a lot of amazing work, mostly contract work, it seems like, for really, really big stuff, movies and games, and I don't know what else, but like, I know like the spider in Lord of the Rings, like I think it's the third Lord of the Rings movie, they animated that spider. I don't know if they modeled the spider or anything like that. Also, like, I saw like in iRobot, I think they did a lot of animations for iRobot, and like a bunch of big movies, and then a bunch of big games, like I think BioShock was in there. I don't know, like they have a gigantic portfolio of just big things that they made artwork for and made animations for, and it's really cool, but they don't really have any stuff of their own. So I think Mothhead is kind of one attempt at doing that. I don't know how many attempts they have. Actually, I think they have a page where they say MB Entertainment, which I think is like a page on their website where they just talk about all of the different self projects that they've worked on. So some of them seem unfinished. Some of them, I don't like. This is probably, I don't know if you would consider this unfinished. I don't know what their goal was. It kind of seems more of like a concept of something that could be, and I don't know if they plan on actually finishing it. But yeah, so they have a bunch of contract work. They have a bunch of really good concept art. They have a crazy good concept art, just hundreds of pages of it. It's really interesting. I would highly encourage you, if you like concept art, go to massiveblack.com, I believe is their website, and just check out their concept art. It is phenomenal. It's crazy good. It's awesome. And there's hundreds and hundreds of pages of it. I don't know if that might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but there's a lot of it. So yeah, I don't know if there is much else that I know about Massive Black. Oh yes, no, there is something else I know about Massive Black. I don't know if you heard of the Kickstarter project called Zombie Playground, but that looks pretty interesting. Zombie Playground is a game that was recently funded on Kickstarter, and it looks really interesting because you're a bunch of kids in a school and surviving a zombie apocalypse. So if you're interested in that, I believe there is something on their website about it, and they also have a Twitter at Zombie Playground, I believe. But that looks pretty interesting, and yeah, I'm really interested to see how that game goes, because the artwork of that game looks awesome. They have great concept art, they have great ideas. From what I can tell from the gameplay that they showed, it looks like it plays okay, but I'm a little skeptical because this game right here, while it looks amazing and has a lot of crazy good stuff going for it, it wasn't the greatest programmed game. It's actually, gameplay-wise, this game kind of sucks to play. I'm sorry to say that, developers, but I know that wasn't quite your goal for this game. But maybe you have something different going on for Zombie Playground. Maybe you have a different programmer. Maybe your programmer simply had more time for Zombie Playground. Maybe your programmer was rushed for Mothhead. Who knows? That could be the case. You know, I don't work for Massive Black. I have no affiliation for Massive Black. All I know about Massive Black is what I've been able to find in Google searches. So, who knows? I'm really excited to see what else comes of Zombie Playground. That looks like it could potentially be really cool, and they've been funded on Kickstarter, so you know that they're going to come out with some stuff for that. So stay tuned for that, I guess. I don't know if there's really much else I can say about Massive Black besides that they made this game. And yeah, I guess this will have been the first episode of an indie dev plays Mothhead. So yeah, I guess for the next couple of episodes, I'm going to be playing this game, and I'm just going to be walking around this game and just pointing out things that I thought were really interesting and things that I have learned from, and I think somebody out there on YouTube could possibly learn from. And I'm just going to try to create as much interesting content and comment on this video as regards to indie development and Unity development goes. So I guess until my next episode, I'll see you guys later, and keep making games.